All right, Pete, tell me the truth. What were you really thinking during the first period of Game 3?
I was hoping you weren't coming over for an interview. That's what I was thinking.
You lucked out then.
I did. No, I mean, obviously, wasn't happy with our game. We were taking on a lot of water. I thought Edmonton really got the crowd into the game and really grabbed momentum there, and we were just trying to stem the tide and get to the end of the period. So, we managed to with a 2-0 deficit. It probably could have been worse, but we regrouped and went to work from there.
I asked Joe after the game, what was said between periods, and he said, we actually said we talked a lot more in Game 2 after the first than we did after Game 3. How do you know, when there needs to be a conversation and when there doesn't? They just know it was bad.
Yeah. Well, it's a great question. I think I kind of went at them hard after Game 2, first period. And you can't really do that every night. You can't do that even 2 nights in a row. So I think they understood. They responded in Game 2. So it was more of a measured conversation after the first period in Game 3. And they responded again. They understand they're an honest group.
Well, Robo and Hintz both kind of alluded to similar things when I asked them what was better in the second period and third period. And Hintz specifically said, well, we wanted to play down low, and so we tried to do that. We tried to get the puck in deep and play down there. What exactly does that mean, and why is it the way you want to play against Edmonton?
Well, one, if Connor McDavid's playing and Draisaitl and all their weapons and Bouchard are playing in the defensive zone and defending, they're not scoring goals in your end of the ice. So it's really that simple. It's not as easy said as done, though. You've got to get the puck in, you've got to run good forecheck routes, you've got to turn the puck over, you got to hang on to it and be heavy and hard and establish that ozone time. So, that's the goal. It doesn't always work, but when it does work, it's a real effective tool for us.
Robo also told me he had his best sleep last night that he's had in a while. And you really came to his defense yesterday in the morning media availability when his quote unquote slump was brought up. And in talking to him a few minutes ago, he talked about how much he knows that you trust him and trust his game and trust him to kind of contribute in other ways and make an impact. And I guess my long way of getting to this question is, you've got really strong relationships with Joe, who plays for you again here in Dallas, Parisi, Petro. These are guys that you've established good relationships with. What have you learned about what it takes to have a genuine trust with a young player?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. I think that's experience as a coach. I think as you come into the league and you go through, first off, you have to have the fortune to have people hire you after you get fired to get another chance. After your first chance. And as you go through those experiences, I think you become more comfortable in your own skin. Those relationships are easier to develop. I think as the age gap grows too, Paul Maurice came in as a really young coach in the league. I came in at 40, 16 years ago. I think that experience, makes you more comfortable developing those relationships.
Where did it start for you and Jason Robertson? When do you feel like you guys really kind of turn that corner and you're like, all right, this is now a very solid relationship that we've built?
Yeah, you know what? I think what I didn't know about Jason Robertson when I took the job was how committed he is to winning hockey. He's not just scoring. He's not just worried about his stats or his points or his goals. He's willing to do things. He's willing to chip pucks in. He's willing to block a shot. And I didn't know that about him. From the outside, I probably wouldn't have guessed that would have been in his DNA, but it is. So I had immediate respect for the athlete. And as you get to know him, you realize he's not an ego me guy. He's very analytical. He's very smart. He's a real interesting guy to converse with. He's got a great family, obviously, with his brother playing and his sister's a world-class athlete. So there was a lot to talk about.
He's blocked, I think, almost as many shots in this postseason as he did in the regular season. So he absolutely found a way to contribute somehow for Dallas during his quote unquote slump. Last one for you. As you get ready for Game 4, obviously you want a better start from your group. It's easier said than done, though. What is it going to take for them to have a good start? Because it's been 2 games in a row where they just, for whatever reason, and credit to Edmonton too.
Yeah, big credit to Edmonton. I mean, they've come out flying in Game 2 and 3, and their best players have been flying. And this rink, when the momentum shifts against you, it's hard to get it back. So for me, we just have to bottle what we did over the last 40 minutes and start with that tomorrow night, as opposed to getting to that as the game goes on.
All right, thank you, Peter. I
Thanks,
appreciate
Abby.
the time.
Thank you.